Welcome to Feng Shui for a Better Life. So in this course, I'm going to go over some Feng Shui myths, things that people have always wondered about. I'll also be discussing a brief introduction of what real Feng Shui is. I'll be debunking a bunch of myths, and then I'm going to discuss properties that may be difficult for people that are living in them and different remedies that you can do. And at the end, I will teach you a system of how to make more money, how to get bigger business deals, better health, better relationships. Depending on what your goals are, we'll be able to address all three of those issues. So let's get started. So my name is Jennifer Bonetto, and I'm a classical Feng Shui master. I've been practicing classical Feng Shui since 2008. The lineage that I'm part of is about over 400 years old. It's important to be part of a lineage because then that kind of ensures that the information is accurate and that it's been passed down and the information is valid and you can actually use it to help people with money, with relationships, and with health. I'm currently an author. My book came out this year. It's called Hollywood's Fatal Feng Shui. I feng shuied the homes of 10 famous celebrities that died tragically in their homes. I just explained how the energy affected them, what could have been done to change the energy, and then what's going on with the home currently. So if you're interested, you can get that book on Amazon. All right, let's get started. What is Feng Shui? So Feng Shui, I'm sure, is a term that a lot of people have heard. It's all about energy. So how the energy in a building, in a home, in a business affects people with money, with relationships, and with health. The easiest way to think about energy is recalling a phone call or a conversation that you've had with someone over the phone and they're being really negative and they're unloading or dumping all their problems on you. And by the end of that phone call, maybe you feel like crap and they feel better. That's energy in its simplest form over the phone. So imagine living in a place day after day, month after month, year after year, and how the energy in that home can start affecting people. Or the same is true in a business. Working in a business, how that energy affects you day after day. So what Feng Shui or energy is the influence of that building based on the direction, the location, and the orientation, and how it affects the people living there or working there. Another example is a lot of people know of a business in a strip mall that has maybe gone in and out of business every year, every 2 years, and it'll close and there'll be a huge sign that says going out of business, and then a new business crops up and everyone's always like, that place is doomed. Well, it's not doomed, it's just the energy, how the energy of that space affects the owners. And obviously it's not beneficial, but there's tons of things that you can do to change the energy, which is really good news. Now, Feng Shui is about 1,500 years old, how it's currently practiced. It's a very sophisticated method, very popular in Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Taiwan. There's a lot of business moguls that use classical Feng Shui, like Steve Wynn, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, Oprah, Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, and Disney. And a lot of them all got introduced to classical Feng Shui because they wanted to do business in Asia. And in Asia, if you're going to do business with that clientele, you have to use classical Feng Shui in the buildings. Well, they loved the results so much that they brought it back to America and incorporated it in those buildings here. An interesting story is Wells Fargo and Chase Bank have been using classical Feng Shui in 2008 when the market crashed and the banks were either getting bailed out or the government was extending loans. Wells Fargo and Chase Bank were still around, so they didn't merge, they didn't close like a lot of the other banks did. So it's kind of a testament to how classical Feng Shui can help you weather the storm. It can help you definitely in times of hardship. Now with classical Feng Shui, we always use a Chinese compass. It's called the Lo Pan because energy is affected by direction, location, and orientation. So we always need to know what direction the energy is coming from. So the orientation of the building. We use classical Feng Shui for design, for evaluation, to mitigate and enhance a site. Classical Feng Shui can be used for anything. So for existing homes, for shopping and buying new homes, for land development, to do custom homes, for urban development, master plan communities, anything and everything that you could think of, classical Feng Shui can be used for it. So debunking some of the myths, not all feng shui is created equal. Most people are aware of American or Western feng shui, and that feng shui kind of says that every single building faces north and every single person is the same. Well, we know that that's not true because every single building faces a different direction and every single person is different. So what classical feng shui is not is we don't worry about the colors. You know, a lot of times you'll hear people that do feng shui, you need to paint certain room red or yellow or blue or brown. Well, we don't do that. The only colors that really do matter in classical feng shui that can affect energy is red and black. So if you paint walls red or black, or you paint a front door red or black, that can activate energy, both for good and for bad. So just depending on the design of the home, that's what you would consider. We don't utilize bamboo flutes or crystals. A lot of times I'll walk into a client's home and they have crystals hanging over the door or the window because somebody told them that there's negative energy. The way you shift energy in a home is based on the direction, the location, and the orientation. And we're going to discuss that a little bit more in depth. But just know that in order for crystals to really shift energy, it has to be in scale and size and proportion to the home. So like a 3-inch crystal in a 2,000 square foot home is not going to do much in lieu of shifting the energy. You would need huge geodes that are like, you know, at least 4 feet tall, and those are too cost prohibitive, so we wouldn't recommend that for people. We don't do purple pillows. We don't feng shui cats or dogs. However, if the energy in your home is good or has been feng shuied or shifted, it will absolutely help your animals and your kids because they're the ones that are affected by energy most because they're more sentient than we are. We don't have feng shui plants. What I will say about plants is plants do shift the energy in a home, and there are plants that actually absorb toxic energy in the environment from cleaning products, pollution, and other things. So that is definitely beneficial, and I do recommend that to clients. We don't utilize fish tanks. There's no such thing as feng shui paintings or decors. Foo dogs, the bagua mirrors, I call those the tchotchkes or the trinkets in feng shui. You can have those, but those alone will not shift energy in a home. And then in terms of the house number, so in China, the number 4 is considered inauspicious, so it's a negative number, and that is because 4 is similar to death in Chinese. So they don't like that number, much like we don't like 13 or Friday the 13th. However, if you do have the number 4 in your address, it doesn't mean that you're going to have bad feng shui. It's a superstition. What dictates the energy of the home is the actual layout, the direction, the location, and the orientation, which we're going to discuss more. And then chandeliers, they don't affect energy one way or another. Now, the most ideal shapes of buildings is square or rectangular. That's the most preferred. That is because energy flows most evenly and uniformly with square or rectangular shaped buildings. So we don't like any buildings that are odd shaped, like triangles, circular, L shape, and the same goes with the lot. Square and rectangular, the energy flows the most evenly, uniformly, and people can benefit with money, with relationships, and with health. If you have a building that's too narrow, so it's 3 to 4 times longer than it is wider, we call that squeeze chi. And in those homes, people can gain, they can make money, but it's difficult for them to hold on to it. So it could be a situation where they're living paycheck to paycheck. So ideally, square rectangular is the best. We love homes that are supported in every direction, meaning there's either a home to your right, to your left, and behind you, and then landscaping in the front. That is the most ideal. We don't like corner lots, contrary to popular belief. A lot of people love those types of homes. We like homes that are supported in every direction. Now I'm going to go through some negative exterior features just to be aware of. The first one is what we call a T-juncture. That's when a road dead ends right at the front door. A T-juncture home is a home where there's too much energy, and the occupants can normally experience a lot of fighting, money issues, divorce. These are usually the homes in the neighborhood with the highest turnover. It's usually the home where people are moving in and out every couple of years. It could also be the home that you see on the 5 o'clock news where a car came careening into somebody's living room. So ideally, these homes, I always tell people to pass on them. If you're looking for a new home or if you're wanting to rent, I always tell people these are the homes you want to avoid because it's experiencing too much energy. So kind of the analogy that I use is in our body, we always are trying to find the right balance of energy. And it's the same thing in our homes. So in our body, if we have too much energy, we can be too hyper or too unfocused, unable to look at details. Our head is spinning faster than we can concentrate, and that's not ideal. And the same thing is if you don't have enough energy in your body, you can be lethargic, tired, unwilling, or unable to accomplish simple daily tasks. So we're always trying to find the right balance of energy. In these homes, it's experiencing too much energy. And that's why it can cause fighting, high blood pressure, health issues, that type of thing. So in these homes, if you're living in a home like this, you want to remedy it. In the front of the home, you want either a 3-foot stucco or brick wall, something solid so that it slows down how the chi or the energy comes to the home. If that is too expensive, then you would want solid shrubs in the front so that there's no space at all. So that also slows down the chi or energy. You just need representation in the front to help protect the home so that the home isn't being bombarded by all that energy. It's slowed down by either solid landscaping, a stucco wall, solid wood fence, something in the front that is solid. The second type of property that makes it difficult for people to make money, to be able to have a good life, is homes that are situated next to a freeway or a busy road. So freeways or busy roads can cause money issues. It can cause theft, money loss, scattered thinking, high blood pressure, issues with neighbors, because there's too much coming and going around the property. So with these types of homes, again, you have to incorporate the landscaping or walls to help make the property more solid or make the property more protected. So you want landscaping all the way around the property that's solid, or fencing all the way around the property that's solid to separate it from the busy road or the freeway. Now, extreme slopes in the land, that can indicate money loss. So extreme slopes is when you have a drop off either in the backyard, the front yard, or the sides of the home. In these cases, you need fencing around the property to help protect from money loss. Sometimes it can indicate corporate takeovers. The example on the right shows buildings that are supported by thick landscaping all the way around, and that's ideal. Solid fencing all the way around is also ideal. Stucco walls, wood fencing, anything solid. So we're avoiding the chain link fence. And then homes located badly. This can usually indicate lethargy, depression, bad health. So you want to make sure the homes are away from graveyards, police stations, excavation sites, anything that is considered, ominous in the landscaping or in the environment. So with graveyards, it's the energy is what we call yin or dying. It's too negative, that energy. People need to thrive. They need vibrant, yang energy to be able to live and breathe and accomplish their goals. With police stations, it's too much negative energy coming and going. And the same thing with excavation sites. It's disrupting the energy in the earth, and the people that are living in the homes around there could be affected by it. So I would definitely avoid these types of sites. And then homes that back up to a canal or homes that back up to a train track, that is considered shachi or negative energy because it's too much energy. Homes that back up to a train track are actually more detrimental than homes that back up to a freeway because a train track is huge and the coming and going of that is worse than daily traffic. With the canal, we say that the energy or the chi is being carried away or being swept away by the canal. So in these types of situations, it's ideal not to live near these sites, but if you have no choice, then make sure you have at least a stucco wall in the backyard that's solid all the way around your house to protect you from this. And then living next to electrical pylons or telephone poles or transmission lines. In urban settings, it's hard to avoid. You just want to make sure that you're not next to like your transmission station where all the electricity is being funneled through. Those are definitely homes I would consider not living near. But if you have a telephone pole or transmission line next to your home, then I would do some research on Google and find like an EMF protector to help protect you and your family so that you're not affected negatively by that energy. And then unstable foundation. So you always want to make sure that your home or your property is on solid land. You don't want it floating. Carports underneath the property, we call that a floating foundation. Or if you live on the beach and there's that space underneath your property. That's what we consider floating foundation. That can indicate money issues. It's hard to remedy these sites and it is cost prohibitive. So you would want to make sure that you avoid a site like this. If you are an owner of a building like this, you would want to enclose it and make it into like a solid garage so that the occupants in the place can actually benefit or thrive in a home like this. The next slide is about water placement. So water placement is super important. Water features are pools, ponds, lakes, living next to an ocean, a water fountain. The bigger the water feature, the good or bad the result, depending on the location. So depending on the facing direction and the move-in date of your home or your business, some water features can be in the front, some in the back, some in the sides. It all depends on the orientation of the building and the move-in date to determine the best placement. Well-placed water features can indicate money luck, good health, and good relationships. Poorly placed water features can indicate money loss, unjust payouts to the IRS, sometimes sickness, sometimes bankruptcy, and sometimes divorce. So water feature placement is super important. If you're unsure if your water feature is placed well, turn it off and drain it or cover it up if it's a pool cover. That will help temporarily if you're unable to hire a feng shui master to help you with that. Now I'm going to discuss the 8-mansion system, and you guys have these charts. This system will help you be able to make better decisions and to set up your home or your business so that you're able to accomplish your goals with money, with relationships, and with health. The system will help you be able to use the layout in your home or in your business so that you're able to activate one of your 4 good directions that have to do with money, with relationships, with health, and with stability. So what you're going to want to do is go on the chart that has the birth year listed on there. So you're going to look up your birth year and your gender. If you're born anytime from January 1 to February 3rd, you would use the previous year as your year of birth because we're going by the Chinese calendar. So for example, if you're born January 5th, 1965, you would use 1964 as the year you were born. Anyone born after February 4th to December 31st, you just use the year that you were born in. Just make sure that you look under the correct gender to find your GUA number. A GUA number is a number 1 through 9, excluding 5. Once you find your number, you're going to look at the 8 mansions chart and it will show you your 4 good directions that have to do with money, with relationships, with health, and with stability. If you are a 3, a 4, a 1, or a 9 GUA, you are what we call the East Life Group. East Life Group people, your beneficial directions are southeast, east, north, and south. If you're part of the West Life Group, your GUA number is 6, 2, 8, or 7. Your beneficial directions are southwest, west, northwest, and northeast. So what you're going to want to do to use this system is use a compass. The iPhone app has the best compass. You can, if you don't have an iPhone, maybe purchase like a digital compass or finding some other compass that has the degrees and the direction listed. The reason why you need a compass is because in order to use this system either on your home or in your business, you're going to have to stand outside, facing out, holding the compass or the iPhone belly button height with the iPhone app on, and it will tell you 305 degrees northwest. It will tell you the degree and the direction. You need that direction in order to use this system so that when we go to explain how to arrange your furniture in your home or business, you'll know where all 8 directions are in your home. So for example, if your home faces north, as you're standing outside facing out, that is the north direction. So that means that the back of your home would be south, and that means that to the right of you is east and to the left of you is west. So you just need to know where one direction is in order to be able to use the system. So make sure that you use your iPhone compass app or some other reliable compass, that you stand outside facing out. It's at belly button height, and that you always use a compass. Sometimes people will think they know the direction that their home faces and not confirm it with a compass. Well, people will say my home faces the ocean, so it faces southwest. That's not true, because depending on where you are, the ocean could be west, it could be southeast, it could be northwest. So you always want to make sure that you confirm it with your compass to know the direction, because if you don't, and you try to use the system, it will not work if it's inaccurate, the compass reading. So your life gua number is really important. It gives us personality traits. It tells us your emotional makeup, occupations you might be attracted to, and then health issues that you might be vulnerable to. It's kind of like your horoscope in Western astrology. It gives us basic personality traits, just a general idea of who you are. It also tells us important things like the energy dynamic between spouses, between parents and children, between coworkers, siblings, business partners. It kind of explains why you could meet somebody that's a really nice person, but you don't necessarily jive or get along well with them. And then it also tells us the 4 directions that will benefit you with money, with relationships, with health, and with stability. So once you have located your 4 best directions, you'll be able to shift the energy in your home and your business, any rooms that you spend long periods of time with. It'll help you negotiating business deals. It'll help you to make more money, to get new clients, to study for an exam, to do interviews. If you're single and you're wanting to date or meet a spouse or a partner, it will help with that, and it'll also help improve health. In order to use the system, you have to locate your gua number. So those are the charts that you have been given. You look up by your birth date. Once you find your gua number, 1 through 9, excluding 5, you go on the other chart and it will show you pluses as your 4 good directions and then negatives as your negative directions. For our purposes, we're only going to be discussing the 4 positive directions, which are plus 60, stability, plus 70 is relationships, plus 80 is health, and then plus 90 is your money direction. So your plus 90 or your money direction is a direction you would use when you want to make more money, when you want to increase business, when you're trying to increase your overall salary, if you want a promotion. So I say the plus 90 or the money direction is every good thing. It's the money, it's the health, it's the relationships, and it's the stability. So if you are able to, I would use that direction first. In a moment, you'll understand what I mean by that. It will depend on the layout of your home or your business if you're able to use that direction. The second direction, if you can't use the money direction, is your health direction. The Chinese have a saying that the celestial doctor, he takes care of your health and he also takes care of your finances. So it improves health, but it's also a secondary direction for money. If you can't use that direction, then I would use the relationship direction. The relationship direction is excellent for single people wanting to date, for wanting to get married, for meeting your lifelong partner. It's also great for business networking, word of mouth referrals. If you're in a business where you depend on people speaking highly of you or well, this would be a direction you would utilize. If you can't use those 3 directions, the last direction is your stability direction, but only use that direction if you can't use the other 3, because that will just keep you stable in your own energy. Nothing good happens, but nothing bad happens. It just avoids bad luck. The first 3 are more powerful than that one, so I would highly recommend those if the layout in your home or business allows. So how do we use the 8 mansion system? You're going to see some examples, but basically once you find your 4 good directions, once you find out what the direction of your home faces, you will know that every single room in your home has all 8 directions. And once you know what all 8 of those directions are, you're going to want to use your favorable direction. So you're going to want to start sleeping with your head to one of your good directions. So for instance, if you're a 9 gua, east is your money direction. That's your plus 90. That is every good thing in life. You would want to put your bed on the east wall of your bedroom. Now, if you can't, because there's a closet there, or there's a door, because the layout doesn't allow you to, then you would use your health direction or your relationship direction or the stability direction. So sometimes the layout will pick which direction you can use, but try to use the money direction if at all possible. You're also going to want to sit facing your favorable directions, whether it's money, relationships, health, or stability. When you're facing it, you're looking at it. Also, you're going to want to start walking in and out of doors that face your favorable directions. If it's in your home and it's your back door, you will exclusively walk in and out of your back door every single day. If it's your garage door, you'll exclusively walk in and out of your garage door. If it's in your business and it's in the side of the building, you're exclusively walking in and out of those doors every single day. When you're spending long periods of time sitting down, reading on the computer, you're going to be facing one of your four good directions. If you're visiting clients or you're in a new office, you'll get there a few minutes early, figure out the directions, and you're going to want to pick a seat where you're facing your money or your power direction when you're negotiating with clients, with agents, with other people. That determines if you're going to land a new business deal or make more money. If you're trying to land a new client, always face your money direction. So you're trying to utilize these directions about 90% of the time, whether it's in your home or business, and you're exclusively always utilizing these directions. Here's an example. If you're a 7 gua, northwest is your best direction or your money direction. So you would place your bed to the northwest corner. You just want to make sure you have a solid headboard, and you want to make sure that in the corner there's a plant or you have a soji screen, something to help with the energy, because energy seems to be stronger in the corners. So sometimes it can disrupt sleep if you don't have a plant in that corner absorbing the energy, or if you don't have a solid headboard. If you're a 6 gua, west is your money direction or your best direction. You would place your bed on the west wall, even if it's towards a window. There's no issue sleeping towards a window. You just want to make sure that you have a solid headboard and that you have a curtain and some kind of window treatment on that window to avoid a draft so that you're able to sleep well at night. Now for your office, a couple of examples would be to either angle your desk or your laptop to your favorable direction. If you're unable to move the furniture because it's fixed, then you would want to angle yourself while you're sitting down. So this again would be for 7 gua, and northwest is their money direction or their plus 90. So they would angle their desk to the northwest, or they would angle their laptop so that they're facing the northwest. Another option would be to consider asking your boss to switch offices, or if it's an open shared workstation, to see if you can move yourself so that you're facing a favorable direction. Now, this concludes the end of Feng Shui for a Better Life. If you would like more information on Feng Shui, please make sure to catch my book on Amazon. It's called Hollywood's Fatal Feng Shui. You can also visit my website, realfengshui.com. I can also be found on Instagram at The Real Feng Shui, on Twitter, Real Feng Shui, and on Facebook, Real Feng Shui. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I wish you guys good luck, good energy, and good feng.